Hello, welcome to another Silicon Valley podcast. It's been such busy days. I know, Sophie, you have been through a lot this week. Like, I haven't been able to talk to you. Like, you haven't been able to talk to me either. We've been like in different places, like working. But, yeah, like, how are you?
I'm excited. Things are moving, but a lot of things are moving. I think sometimes we express this like we're riding the wave. So a lot of good things are happening, but you still need to, be attentive and be very like focused in what you're doing. And there's a lot of things changing in my company. We are restructuring the teams, we're restructuring the strategies, we're rebuilding the products. But it's I'm very excited because it's actually more aligned to the vision that we actually have, and those changes are necessary. I feel like
Yeah,
sometimes
and
we
mhm.
don't do those changes because we know that it will take work and time. But if you don't change things for the mission, like what are you doing, right?
Yeah, and a lot of these changes you're doing touches like a specific thing that is really hard to do in startups, or companies like bigger companies like you're in,
Mhm.
which is when you restructure and start shaping teams and towards like because the company's gonna move elsewhere to a bigger vision. You need different teams, different talent. You gotta fire. So how's that been? Like, are you firing people? Like how like
Yeah. So I want to start mentioning how different like the companies need different things at different stages. And that is what it is, right? We cannot assume that once we join a company, we'll be like indispensable. I don't know if that's a word, or that we will adapt to everything the company needs. The truth is that things might change, and we need to either change with the company's needs or find other companies that we are aligned to. It's never personal. It's never about you not being good. It's just about the mission needing something very specific. So yes, right now our company is doing some redesign and revision in terms of just where our technology is going to take us. So we're focusing way, 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 way more in tech and less on manual stuff. I think that's happening honestly to most companies. I just had not lived it on like so close. Um, so yeah, how I would say how I oh my God, I can't even how I would go about this is that when the company changes or anytime the company exists, there are jobs to be done, right? And those jobs to be done need to be performed by someone, eventually maybe some machine of Andre that he's going to build. But those are the jobs to be done, right? And if right now you have a certain team that cannot do those jobs, then that's the moment where you need to change the team. So basically that's what we're doing. First thing was identifying the new jobs to be done. Now that you have the jobs to be done, you see with your team like, okay, which person of our already existing team can meet these new jobs to be done. Then you do that first restructure, right?
Mhm.
Then the rest of the people that don't align to the mission, that's where you have the conversations. Um, Either they, if they want to change their skill set or whatnot to join this mission, or they can find another place where they can use those superpowers that they do have. Um, I would just say that to start. I don't know if you have any questions on that because that's step zero.
Yes.
You can't just fire everyone. You have to identify if there's jobs to be done and if someone can meet those.
Yeah, that's very valuable. But I would say like for most companies, like, do you think that not firing fast enough could be a reason to fail?
Yes,
And yeah.
100%. Yes, 100%. And it was happening. Like it was happening right now in my team. There was a mission and it involved some data things. And we have a person that's great. They're a great human, but the job to be done requires a specific skill set. And we were not advancing in that data project just because I kept thinking, but like he's a great dude, like he's a great man. He's skilled, he receives feedback well. But the point is, he was not adapting into the skill set that was necessary, even though like we were trying to train him on that. So I stood here, I spent time with him for a while, like a couple of weeks, But now the moment has to come where we have to decide, okay, this is not good for this employee nor for the company, because the employee is going to be very frustrated that they're at a task that they don't want to handle or they can't handle, and the company is going to be losing all that time where the report or the data thing could have been developed, right? So it's a loss for everyone. Like not firing fast enough is a loss for the employee, and it's a loss for the company. Of course, there are many complexities around that, but it's really losing everyone's time. Instead of just saying like, okay, you don't want to develop this skill set, that's great. What do you actually want? I could even refer you to another company that will value your skills, your current skill set and what you're looking for, and will hire the right person for this job. And that's a win for everyone. It doesn't feel like that, and I cry a lot every time I fire a person. But it is for the best. It's like a breakup, right? It's like sometimes you just have to break up fast, instead of just like building this narrative that's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that sounds tough. Are you, like handling it well, like the taking rest, like processing all of this, or are you just like going fast enough and kind of like waiting for the right moment to digest all of those decisions?
Huh. I feel um I love that question, because I feel like right now, since the company is changing so much and I'm taking so many decisions that I know are good and I'm aligned with, I haven't even taken the time to feel everything. And usually when this happens, because it has happened to me before, last year I had to, like, there was a market change and I had to fire like 50% of my team. um like, I know that in the moment I just have to be a bit colder, know what I stand for, know that I believe in the, like, that people deserve best, that companies deserve best, just take the decision. And then afterwards, like, I cry so much, because there's just so many things about being human that can't just be that cold, like, oh, it was the best, you were fired because it was the best for the company. And like, no, like, that hurts. Like, maybe it was my dream job, like, that still involves feelings. But right now I just feel like I'm riding the wave. I have not felt my feelings. I do feel, or I do think that I want to sit down with them tonight.
Mhm.
I want to stop for a second, because it's important to come back to self. Yeah, but
I
then
have
again,
I think the audience also will have another question, like to wrap up.
okay,
I think like sure, it could be hard. For example, since you bring in these people, right, to your company, you might
yeah,
develop like a very close relationship to them. They become your family because what, you're working 14, 16 hours a day and all you see are your, like your team, right?
yeah,
So obviously there's the emotional part, the emotional connection, and that's why you say you gotta be cold sometimes and just like do what's best long term for the company that you've put in so much work on, right?
yeah.
And everyone might be wondering, like, what is the like the best approach to go to that person that you're about to fire and that you have this long relationship with, right?
Mm.
Like 2 years, 3 years working with you and has like like done exceptional work, but just like the market changed. Like, how do you come up front and like tell that you're not gonna work with the company because of X reason?
Yes. So for me, as a leader in a company, the firing process starts before the firing happens. It even starts once you begin the relationship. Because whenever I hire someone or I decide to found a company, we set expectations clear. Like, okay, this is what the company needs right now. What are your skills? What do you want to become? Do you want to be here for the long run or not? Like, what are your expectations? And once you know people's intentions, you can accompany them throughout their journey. That will also help you, like, identify when's the right time to let go of them, because you know them, you know what they need, you know what they want, and you know what the company needs. Now, when the time comes, I feel like also, ideally, it's not like a one day to the other thing, like, oh, you know what, never mind, you're fired. But it's like, okay, let's sit down right now, this is not working out. Let's identify if it's not working out because you don't have the skill set, or we don't have the right framework, or you don't have the motivation. Like, let's identify what it is that's not working here, and let's give it a time for you to work on that. I'm saying right now, like for you, but usually it's like, so we can work it out. I usually like we're a team, like, so we can work it out together. But that has to have a deadline. Like you cannot work on what's not working for the rest of your life. So I usually give like 1 week or 1 week to 2 weeks. Usually I do 1 week. Like, let's try doing this week to see if that thing can improve. If not, let's align the two of us that at the end of the week, if this doesn't work, we'll make a decision. And you say we will make a decision, because yes, they will have to make the decision of leaving, but I'll have to make the decision of letting go. So that like sets the right tone, the right expectations. And so when the moment comes, everyone's aligned. There's still hurt in our hearts, but in that moment we can say, okay, we all know this was the right thing, we all tried our best to make this work, and now it's time to let go. So I think that's a good work. And for me, every single time I fired a person, I end up in good terms with the people, because we are aligned in that it was not personal. It isn't about you. It isn't about me. It's just that this is a company that needs to move forward, and the mission is gonna help a lot of people, and we cannot like have we cannot not have the right person for this moment of the company. There's gonna be a lot of loss if we do that. So yeah, that's how I would recommend doing it.
Okay, well, that's very valuable info, Sophie. So thank you for sharing, and I hope for those of you watching have enjoyed this very hard talk, because it's not a very easy topic to talk about. Um, so yeah, have the courage, set clear expectations from day one, that this is a company. It's not like you're a bro and like we're become family. Sure, you can have a good relationship, but put in reality, like everyone is working in the company for a mission, and when the time comes, if you don't have the specific skill set, or things are changing and the team needs to adapt, you might get fired, and that's just the reality of it. So thank you for all these valuable lessons. We'll tune in for tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's yeah.
Man, I don't even know. I also feel like
Yeah,
today's Monday. I feel like today's
yeah.
Monday or Sunday. Like, I don't know, man.
No,
Confused.
yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, I'll okay. Yeah.
We'll see each other tomorrow. And actually,
Yeah.
right now I'm at Founders Inc. It's a co-working space where a lot of founders come, like young founders. They're super cool. Like, I was sitting next to a lot of people. Like, there's people working right now. It's 10 p.m. But there was one dude that he came with watermelon. He's like, "Do you want a watermelon?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm building lasers." I'm like, I love this place. I love this place. But I wanted to share that with you. But okay, keep working. And if anyone's watching this and you need to fire, we see you. It's not gonna be easy, but think about the impact that you will make by taking this decision for the person you're working with and for your company. Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Love
Bye.
you.
This is where